I'm building the perfect rec league basketball team. That means a lot of different things. Like, sure, I want hoopers because we got to have the talent to win games, but I want guys who want to pass the ball and care more about the team than their own stats. I want players who actually like seeing each other and those type of friendships where you'll grab a beer after the game. I want good attitudes. I'm so tired of arguing over hoops. We gotta have good, wholesome dudes. What's crazy is I think I've actually pulled it off. I just put a 9-man team in the top division of Dynasty League. It's one of New York's most storied basketball leagues. Every one of us played college ball, and a few even played at the pro level. We're all here for the same reason, though. We miss real team basketball. So follow me here. I'm gonna document the season, and we're gonna see if team ball can win a league at the highest level. Every rec league basketball team needs a go-to scorer. And it's not gonna be me.
You're not that guy, pal, trust me.
And that's why Trey had to be here if I'm forming the perfect rec league team. We've played together for a bit now. He's on my 3x3 team that I brought to the Team USA tournament. We played our last rec league season together. He used to play for some rec team in Houston. I forget what they're called. But he really is that guy who can kind of score in whatever way he wants, if we're being honest. What is a defender supposed to do when he can throw together this combo, stay stable, and launch a three? Or how about on the very next possession where he just dribbles into another three, 6 points in, 10 seconds? Most importantly, though, is Trey's a team player. Like, we've all played with the go-to guy who's a complete black hole, but Trey scores off the ball. He looks to get other people points. Like in this game, he had 20, but he also had 9 assists. Just think about that. And we were making a living off these cross-court skip passes to each other. Best part about every player on the team being a weapon, no one knows how to guard any of you. I'm trying to build the perfect rec league basketball team, which means I have to find a center. And is there anything harder than finding a big guy in 2024? Every tall player wants to shoot the three now, and hey, I'm no exception. I'm a former center turned guard. But if you want to win games, you got to have that guy who wants to rebound, wants to tear it up inside, is comfortable getting the ball on the post. Thankfully, my old buddy Kev DM'd me. He's our Tyson Chandler, our Clint Capella. On defense, he's going to go to the weak side and get that block, then outlet quickly. And he's going to get blocks, but he can also score on the post for us. His little jump hook, it's pretty money. So that's a big addition for our team, quite literally. But I've got 8 other guys counting me that are forming this team, and I genuinely think we built something special here. So keep following along. I'm going to introduce you to the other players and show you the game soon. I'm building the perfect rec league basketball team. And my teammates are pretty good, which begs the question, who am I on this team? And the answer is a stretch 4, but really more of a point forward, which is how I love to play. I always joke that I like to play like Orlando Magic Turkoglu. Kind of the do-everything role from the forward position. Shooting outside, playing in the post, finding your teammates. You probably know me most from shooting a lot of threes, often very deep and very often. Like yes, I am a three-point shooter in my current body type and pain. But my true love is running an actual offense and facilitating. Like, I love passing. The only thing better than getting your teammates for an open shot where everyone feels good is to do it with a little flash, like a backdoor cut, or hey, how about a little behind the back to find your shooter? I finished with 6 assists in our first game, along with 15 points on 5 threes and 40% three-point shooting. Then gave the most awkward post-game talk ever. I don't know what to say in these situations. We're all grown adults. You don't need me to coach.
Every rec league basketball team has that guy that was the friend of someone else on the team. It just kind of has to happen because it's too hard to recruit a full team on your own, and you just really hope the friend of the friend can play ball. Fortunately, I trust Trey, and when he told me his roommate wanted to play with us, who maybe played some pro ball overseas himself, as long as he was cool with the equal playtime thing, I was like, bring him on over.
And Akeem has been awesome for us. He's been coming off the bench because he's the new guy, but in the first game he was highly effective, and in game 3 he had 29 and 13. So I think I'm gonna need to get this guy more playtime.
So that's the 4th teammate. You met me, you met our go-to player, and you met our center in previous videos. I'm gonna introduce the whole team.
Finding a true point guard for your basketball team is kind of impossible. So when I decided to build the perfect rec league team, I knew I had to get Ryan. He played professional 3x3 basketball in Japan, and you may remember I brought him to the Team USA 3x3 qualifier. He definitely knows how to find the open guy. Check this pass out to Paul on the wing. His composure is probably what's most important to our team, though. He's incredibly good at picking his spots, like this 3 right here, or when he chooses to drive down the lane, split a defense. Like, watch this play right here and see how he surveys the floor, checks everything before deciding to pull up and just yak one. But what's most important is he's always making the extra pass, like right here when he finds Jacob for this bouncer that goes in, or how about leading the fast break and finding Akeem right here. If you're building your own rec league team, find your Ryan first. So that's the 5th player archetype I've introduced you to. We have the point guard, me, the point forward, the go-to guy, the big, and the rando someone else signs up. Every rec league team needs the motor guy, otherwise known as the lunatic, who just does not stop. The guy who's going to compete every single play while you're huffing and puffing and soaking up water, talk about your knee injury. And that's why I picked up Will, who you might know as the corporate hooper. He's going downhill like his life depends on it every single time. The guy's basically a human turbo button. Like, watch this last second play at halftime where we're kind of like, if we get it, we get it. And Will throws it up and makes it because he's the guy who's going to keep trying to score no matter what. He's the type of guy you just have to have on your team if you want to compete week in and week out. Every rec league basketball team needs a, how do I say this? The elder statesman, the crafty veteran, the experienced player, that's it. You need organized basketball experience and guys who've been around the block if you want to play team ball and want to have a good dynamic and want to make sure that everyone scores. Yes, I definitely fall into this category, but I got a guy who's even smarter. Meet Paul, a 6'8" former pro basketball player in his 40s who's still real effective. He's a shooter, and that whole 6'8" thing makes it pretty hard to stop his shot. I mostly let him handle timeouts. I'll be GM, he can be the coach. He's always in the right spot and always knows where the open player is. I definitely benefit from it a lot. And did I mention the whole shooting thing? I feel like I might have, because again, you're gonna want shooters on your rec league team. Your rec league team's gonna be a lot better if you've got a guy who's willing to do anything and can do a little of everything. This is men's league. You can have 9 guys on your team and you still don't know what combination's going to show up. So you got to have that guy who can play multiple positions, score in several different ways. It's going to make your life a lot easier. And that's why I bring Chris on pretty much every team I'm part of. He's going to start the break for you. He can hit the 15-footer. He can hit the 3. But maybe most importantly, when you're out there playing your best or your worst, Chris is going to be there cheering like a maniac because he always brings super positive energy and wants to make sure everyone's having fun. If you're trying to find your Chris for your team, what I suggest is when you go to those open gyms, see who plays hard on every play, no matter if they're up, down, getting shots, or missing shots. If you're building a rec league basketball team, you need guys who fit a very important title that I call the willing role player. It's those players who know their strengths, but maybe more importantly, stick to them. When you put them in the game, they bring you exactly what you asked. That's why I asked Jacob to be part of our team. He might be the shortest guy in our entire league. He also might be the best shooter. There's games he's started and given us 40 minutes. There's games where he's come off the bench and given us the best, most effective 10 you've ever seen. And make no mistake, when he gets the ball, our entire team is yelling, "Shoot it!" And again, maybe most importantly, he's a good hang. And that, my friends, is the 9th player and the last player on my first attempt at building the perfect rec league team. And our season's actually over, so I owe you some recap videos to let you know how we played. Attendance was a problem. And playoffs start tonight, so follow along to see if my perfect rec league team can win the championship. And I'll also share other resources so you can build your perfect rec league team.